Hello and welcome to Bottle Episodes, the best of bad TV. My name is David Piccolomini, and this is the podcast where we watch bad television shows, and then we watch the pilot of the bad show, and then we watch the top-rated episode on IMDb, because we want to see in a short amount of time, is this show as bad as they say? Would we keep watching it? Is it, if we watch the best of it, does that make us want to watch more of it? Otherwise we're watching full seasons of shows that are awful, and that seems really painful to do. So maybe we'll do it later. Maybe that'll be the Patreon. I'm a huge TV addict. I watch everything. I have a spreadsheet on my computer of over 300 shows that I've cataloged of rated and all this other stuff for them. This episode is Cop Rock, and I'm very excited because this is like, when you think of bad TV, this is the bad TV. We're going to talk about a bunch in this episode. We got some of the songs in it. It's insane that it even exists. We got Chris Hamilton on the podcast with us this week. Chris is so funny. You should definitely check him out at Hamilton for Mayor on Instagram. If you want to follow me, I'm at DPIC Comedy. Also, I have a YouTube special out called Goblin King. So check that out. It looks really good. I'm very excited about it. And then if you want to follow Daniel Crow, it's at Daniel F. Crow. And I think that's everything. Enjoy Cop Rock. And as far as the drink goes, there's a thing called the police-themed date night, which is such a funny, weird, terrible concept. But they've got the Patrol Punch, which is 2 ounces of Malibu rum, 2 ounces of Curacao, and 1 to 2 ounces of lemonade or pineapple juice, and 2 to 3 ounces of club soda or soda water. So that's what you could do for this. Or if you want to go to the other side of this, what's the most ACAB cocktail? It just gives me a bunch of bars in Bushwick. I love that. That's a great... Yeah, so do that or drink in a bar in Bushwick. Okay, guys, enjoy Cop Rock.
All of them. So if you can find a way to talk about air, I don't know why we've done this. We have.
Wait,
yeah, just hydrogen and oxygen
right?
together.
He's barely in it.
Hilarious.
He's barely. You never see his face.
Really? Oh, that makes sense.
He's like the shark in Jaws. That's how they present him.
I think we're going to actually talk
Just
about
CGI him.
Atmosphere.
Yeah. What?
Atmosphere.
Okay.
The rapper instead.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, he's doing deep cuts.
Is he dead? Or was that idea?
You're the expert on Atmosphere. Are we recording?
We are recording.
Oh, man.
I like how it takes you just a couple seconds to realize.
Well, I sit here microphone in hand all day, and then at some point you just start recording.
No, Atmosphere is still alive.
Congratulations, Atmosphere.
What song did Atmosphere do?
He's a white rapper. I'm trying to remember
Say
which one
less.
it is.
Oh, there we go.
He's part of that whole Minneapolis rise of people.
Ugh.
You hate Minneapolis that much?
Do I? I don't know. I don't know what the rap scene is like, so I guess
Prince is from there, and that's as close as they got.
Okay.
No, they had a. That's the thing.
That's
They
it.
had
You go-
like an indie hip hop scene. It just is in Minneapolis, so it's still predominantly white.
Yeah.
Doesn't Minneapolis have a large Somalian population, though?
Yeah.
So they could have...
I don't know. I am
Some
talking.
of the Somalian people could be rapping.
For the record, I'm talking out of my ass. I
I
should.
do
I
want to
feel
see
like
if there
I
are
need
Samoan
to.
rappers. I'll represent them. I'm down for that.
I didn't realize you represented rappers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Idea died.
Oh, R.I.P. Idea.
Is he also Minnesota?
Yeah,
Minneapolis,
St. Paul, but
I could care less. Was it through beef? Was it a beef?
No. I don't. I think it was.
It was through cheese curds. Gabe took out his heart. He had a heart attack.
What's cheese?
died in his sleep. Anyway, moving
Good.
on.
The softest way to die.
Speaking of people dying too young, we're about to talk about Cop Rock. A show.
I want to see this transition. Keep going.
Ooh, man, this is a rough one. Anyway, welcome.
Cop Rock died before its time. That's all I'm saying.
I will say yes. It was a good show to
It
watch.
It should have been able to make a stand.
Yes. Like Baywatch. It had the same exact energy as Baywatch.
Really?
Yes.
That's
Okay.
I didn't like Baywatch.
You didn't like
I did
Baywatch,
not
but you
like
liked
Baywatch.
Cop Rock.
I was like, I'm into this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cop Rock is so weird because it starts off.
We should introduce ourselves.
Oh, we absolutely should.
Hello.
Or we can just keep on going.
Hey guys, welcome to Bottle Episodes. The show where we watch the best episodes of terrible television.
I like that.
Great, thank you.
That's good because you agreed to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
You're already on.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I thought I was just hanging out with you guys. Okay.
I do always hang out with microphones, by the way.
Hi, I'm Daniel Crow.
I'm David Piccolomini, and this week we're joined by...
Hey guys, follow and subscribe, Chris Hamilton.
There you go. I was like, great.
Yeah, just
My name is follow and subscribe.
that's my name, first and last.
Mr. and subscribe is my father. Call me follow. So Cop Rock is the show we're covering today.
Enjoyed it.
Oh,
I
man.
highly recommend you guys.
This is the big one because in my mind it is the bad TV show. I had never seen it prior to this, but no, dude, I've been
thought about a scene of it.
I've been hearing about Cop Rock my whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, it came out in 1990.
Cop Rock.
One season, created by the great Stephen Baccio.
Ooh.
L.A. Law, Hill Street Blues, Doogie Howser,
Keep on going.
NYPD Blue, Cop Rock.
He doesn't miss.
He does miss. He does miss. He misses
More often than he hits.
No.
Just based on Cop Rock alone.
I just found. I can't believe we didn't get an episode that CCH Pounder was in. That's really upsetting.
I can believe that considering we only watched 2 of 22 episodes or whatever.
18, I'm pretty sure.
never
No,
mind.
11 episodes. I'm
We
pretty
did
sure.
get we got Ernie Hudson.
We did get some Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson, that guy from Ghostbusters?
Yeah, he's also the guy from Cop Rock. One
Yeah,
episode.
Yes.
One
I
episode
saw
of
this. I was
Cop
like,
Rock.
I'm already in. Yeah, you got me. Keep me coming back.
He's in one scene.
It was amazing.
It's actually a pretty boring scene.
It was so good for me.
But so he had decided at this point, and he was like, "Oh, we have a hit on our hands. We have created the musical adventures of a police force. End of story. I know about police forcing, and we have the #1 shredding, rockingest hard rock cop musical artist you can get, Randy Newman.
Randy, I fucking love him.
Randy Newman's great.
Toy Story guy.
Yeah.
That's what I call him, yeah.
That's what you call
Melancholy songs about what it means to grow older.
No,
Great.
no, he has a song about how short people don't deserve to live. That's Randy Newman's hit song from that's what he
Yeah,
got his
that
career
is-
started off. Short people.
Oh.
You never heard it?
No.
Short people got no reason to live. That is an actual song
Yes.
by Randy Newman.
That
was a hit song. I believe it is banned in the state of Maryland.
As it should be.
And he's doing songs about cops that barely rock.
Yeah, it is.
Hard. I love those guys. He's trying to do his voice. I love that guy.
No, it's
Randy
pretty good. It
Newman?
was pretty solid.
Thank you.
Do the good. I
Yeah,
can't
there you
do
go.
that.
No,
Like, oh, cops rocking. That's I can't do Newman.
I just wish the intro was more
Coming
family.
on to the good. We make a God doing runs.
Yes.
No, Randy Newman. We got cops, we're walking.
Your Randy Newman impression sounds like one of the puppets from Team America.
We're gonna discriminate.
Yeah, I think for anyone who hasn't seen Cop Rock, every episode of Cop Rock, the opening credits feature a full Randy Newman concert attended exclusively by the cast of Cop Rock.
When all that's left is a photograph, not one golden moment in the sun. Doing what had to be done, living under the gun. Under the gun. Under the gun. Under the gun.
In my head, they realized they hadn't recorded the music video for the intro.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck it. Randy Newman's already here recording. Let's just film that and everybody can kind of dance.
And no one in the cast seems to care. None of them seem to be Randy fans.
No.
Presumably because they're all short.
They're just like, yeah, I don't, but also it's that weird thing, like, is it better if the cops are like really dancing to
Yeah,
it?
it actually is. Because my main issue with Cop Rock is tone.
Yeah, it's not having fun. It is not having fun.
No, half the time it is a boring, terrible version of like The Shield or The Wire.
Yeah.
And then half the time it's boring show tunes.
Yeek.
And it should have just leaned into being silly and kitsch.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I did love the crackhead mom. Okay, I think her one like when she
Oh
did
my
her
God.
solos was like, ooh, this is amazing.
So that is shoot, I don't remember her name, but she is I know her. She's the sister
Yeah.
in Gilmore Girls. She plays Luke's sister as like a fuck up sister. And honestly, if
Just
you want,
typecast.
you can really just pull her, be like, I'm on the right path now. I stopped selling my babies.
You know, the 2 episodes we watched were the pilot and the baby selling episode, which thankfully is set up in the pilot.
Yes.
And then there's, I guess, 3 episodes, and then they get to baby selling.
I think it happens throughout several points in the show.
Well, disregard.
I feel like I don't know that if that's true or not, but I feel like they really were doing a good job of having like an overarching plot line.
I mean, you could say it was continuous. I don't know if it was good.
Okay, yes, you know what? You make a great point. But it really did do a good job of doing the thing where it's like, okay, here's like this character, we're
Yes.
introducing them,
His development of this
and
one
then
character.
here's more happening with them over the next couple episodes. They were doing arcs.
Yeah.
They weren't, which is it is that thing of like what happens when a super talented guy misfires.
The arcs were bad, though. One of the arcs was, hi, I'm this medical investigator for the police. I'm 50, my wife is 25, and I eat junk food and hate exercising. That was one of the characters'
That was one of the
arcs.
characters.
Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about. And then he's like, "Aren't I lucky? This girl loves me, but I'm not going to do anything about changing myself."
Genuinely, their relationship was when she went back home and we saw who her husband was, I thought, oh, cool, she lives with her dad. That's what I actually thought.
How funny would it be that if that guy sang the same song? He sang us a whole song about how lucky he was that this girl loves him.
Yeah.
It was cute. It was nice.
It was not cute and it was not nice.
It was definitely
It was
sad,
creepy,
for sure.
sad, and what blackmail does he have over her?
Oh, probably plenty.
Was anyone else distracted by his big forehead?
Yes, it was.
Get
This
himself.
guy's full on Megamind. I was so impressed.
Yes, it's fucking huge.
I did not notice how big his head was. I'm not
Oh,
gonna be
it's
honest.
huge. It
It's
is
a
crazy. Yeah, I watched and I was like, did he play Penguin at some point? Like he just looked like he wasn't him. But
What
it
if,
was weird.
as he loses weight over the season, it becomes a normal size head?
Oh yeah, that was the fat zit of his
He's
head, yeah.
storing all of his fat in his forehead.
This is going to be really interesting depending on when the Insatiable episode comes out.
I don't feel bad body shaming people in cop rock because they're engaging in copaganda and musicaganda.
Yeah.
Music again.
Yeah, musicaganda.
What time did Cop Rock come out? Like when? what was the year?
1990.
1990.
So
And-
it's right before. Honestly, if Cop Rock had come out in 1995 with a grunge rock kind of soundtrack,
Yeah.
there's a solid chance that show works.
Yeah. I think
Riding grunge.
if it would have came out after like High School Musical and Glee, like it would have like, oh, that's what they went. They want to do this now. It would have made
Oh
sense.
man, I make the musical cop show now.
Yeah.
Cut its balls off right in the just it like geld it.
I think they should go far as making a copra. Yep, a cop opera. I said it. I want that. I want that so bad.
cut that out so he can make money off that idea. Because someone's going to steal it. Don't put that in the episode. Let Chris get his copra money.
This is gonna keep happening every episode, but they do that in Community. Love is not admissible evidence.
Yeah.
Copra.
Copra. That's true. That makes sense.
What I am curious about is because
Policical.
Sounds like a dick though.
what I am curious about.
Fifth Amendment.
Do you think we ended up watching the best episode of the series? I don't think we did.
No.
Because the thing is, the baby theft episode, I think it's rated as high as it was because a few years ago it got covered in John Oliver.
Oh.
And I think John Oliver's fans went and gave it 10 stars every time.
I think it's known as the quote unquote best episode because it's the episode that what's it called? It's got the baby selling song.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet there's weird stuff. I didn't watch any other episodes of Cop Rock, but I did watch
You were really upset.
songs. I hate it, but I did watch songs on YouTube from various episodes, and I hated the show, and I hated watching more songs, but I do it for the listeners.
Yeah.
And
you have to.
one episode, I don't know when it comes in, but there was a song called I'm Not Racist, But. So I'm
Why
willing,
did you? Okay, I'm gonna look for that episode.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah. We're
I'm
gonna
willing
play
to bet there's weird things throughout like that.
Hold on, I'm gonna pause this
I'm
episode.
trying-
We're gonna listen to "I'm Not Racist."
Can I
but
can I
go
say
ahead.
one episode or one line that I remember
Yes.
from it? I think it was one of the lines was yeah, oh, you might be blue, but you'll always be black or something like that.
You're a real bright kid, so let me set you straight. You wanna get ahead, you'd better clean the slate. I say to each his own. I say what's right is right. So don't you put no black in your black and white. Don't get me wrong, I keep an open mind. I know what's what when your butt's on the line. And when you need a man to cover your back, well, blue is blue and black is, well, black's just black.
You know what I think? What's that? I think you're a real jerk.
You didn't see the problem with
at
the
all. I thought that was a
song.
great song.
Oh my god! Holy shit! It's weird to hear someone sing caveats. that is like, hey, listen, I keep an open mind. I know a lot are good. Like, it's weird to hear that as like a song lyric.
But the same man that wrote "You've Got a Friend in Me" wrote that.
friend in me. Yeah.
You got a friend in me,
As long as
unless you're one of three races.
You can keep an open mind unless you don't. And like, clearly that's a bad guy. But what's like
Randy
no,
Newman or the character?
look, he doesn't like short people.
Yeah,
so
Randy Newman doesn't like. Randy
on my
Newman
ship.
should have put caveats in short people. I keep it up in mind, but if you're under 6 foot, you should die.
So the thing about that, that is the problem with the show in general, though, is there's no like that needs to be way darker and more hateful as a like the song is hateful,
Yes,
the
yeah.
lyrically obviously,
Yeah.
but the music is very chill. Still.
Can I say that
Newman.
you think it needs to be darker? I disagree. Because the part where the show shined the most for me was when they went completely over the top in the "He's Guilty" song.
Okay, but no,
Yeah, that
that's
was a
what-
good one.
That's where the
was a
show
good
was
one.
at its best.
Also, I think they stole that from Lion King 2. Do you remember?
This
when
was
they-
before
this is
Lion King
before-
2.
Oh, shit!
Lion King 1 is 94. This is before
Before
Lion King.
Yeah. This is
Lion King 2 ripped off Cop
Oh,
Rock.
my God. They had to. I swear
Also,
to you.
Lion King ripped off
Ashamed.
Hamlet. It didn't rip it off. It
Yeah.
knowingly did
Took
it.
it,
You're
yeah.
not going to believe this. Lion King was before Hamlet.
Well, technically, the story that happened with the lions was before. That was in the 800s. They theorized before man could really ruin.
We should probably say what the plot of the first episode of Cop Rock is,
No,
by
you
the
got
way.
it. It's cops that sing.
I'm missing, yeah.
And actually, it's not even the cops that sing that much because the cops are not great singers. Nobody.
No.
There are very few people who are good singers in this show.
I think that's why it made it fun for me. I think I watched people be decent actors and they go, let me try something new. And then they just didn't do a great job at it. And I was just into it.
Because the sort of person that can play like a hard cop is not the sort of person that can do show tunes.
Yeah.
Well, no, they can sometimes, but like Edward James Olmos,
All right, Mr. Edward James Olmos fan club over here.
Peter Gallagher.
Yeah. But you may know that none of these people are in Cop Rock.
Like,
should have been.
Okay, hold on. Peter Gallagher is a detective in the reboot of Cop Rock we're doing.
We have the rights to reboot Cop Rock?
I don't think the rights exist. I think you could just do it.
You think it's public domain?
You know what? Here's the thing. At the same time, we find 3 other people to make other shows that are ripoffs of other properties that what's his fuck made. What's his name? The guy we're talking about him right now.
Bochco?
Yeah, Bochco. We just have someone else do like NYPD Blue, and while he's fighting that fight, we QB sneak Cop Rock in.
Okay. Credit to you for having a sports reference. I never expect it from you. This is the second time you've done it on the podcast.
I QB snuck it in.
Yeah. God, I would, even if I somehow got the rights to Cop Rock,
We're
I
casting-
wouldn't do it. I hate this thing. It's mostly boring, and once you pass the first song, you get it, and it's not surprising anymore. Did I watch this with you, Chris? Did you go to see Roar with me?
I did.
So
I
this
did.
reminds me of Roar, which Roar is a movie where this guy who owned a bunch of lions.
had
His
a bunch of
daughter's
lions.
Melanie Griffith.
Yeah,
and he
I
just
know
kind
about
of
that
he shoots a movie and lets lions attack his family.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lets them.
I mean,
Well, he
you
doesn't
have to.
stop
You
them.
can't stop the
Yeah.
lion.
and once you get past the first lion attack, you're just kind of bored. Because you've seen someone get attacked by a lion, and you're like, okay, is there going to be a plot that I care about? And no, there never is going to be. And that's what happened with Cop Rock. I saw one cop song. I'm like, okay, let's see if there's an engrossing plot. There's not. I hope someone gets attacked by a lion then.
Yeah, no one attacked. That would have been great. An episode where like a lion attack
There
happens.
might be one. This is the second time we've talked about lions, by the way.
Oh my god!
I think we talked about lions twice.
I think I love the idea of a zoo getting out and Cop Rock having to put back a zoo.
There might be that episode. Let me give a quick rundown of what happens in the pilot because
Please.
So it opens on cops busting like a drug house,
Yeah.
and then the people that live
Which,
in the
by the way, was the nicest drug house I've ever seen in my whole entire life. I looked, I was like, "Oh, this is pretty fancy."
that's the budget that Bochco can command.
Yeah.
Even
honestly,
his drug houses are nice.
I want to emphasize that ABC
ABC
thought they had a huge hit. They thought this was gonna. What was it? The next Twin Peaks.
Bob Iger writes in his autobiography that he greenlit this himself and thought it was the next Twin Peaks. He would later become head of Disney.
that says a lot about Disney.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you while you were talking.
No, you were talking about the nice drug house. It is very nice.
It was a very
beautiful.
nice. Yeah,
And so they busted.
But then we get the first song, which was
Or, no, they make all their arrests.
They make
do-
the
it's-
arrests.
No, it's like a heated cop moment. It's
get the fuck down,
incredibly.
get the fuck on the ground. Shoot bop shoot bop. Sorry.
yeah. And then
Literally,
the
though.
people in the neighborhood being like, was it
We got the power.
We have the power. Which Randy Newman writing that song is a
I
lot
was
of
like,
fun to
"Fucking
imagine.
yes, Randy." He wrote that. I was like, "God damn."
He wrote all the songs.
Yeah, I know,
He won an
yeah.
Emmy for it.
That's what happens when you're under the gun.
And then we get the opening credits, which are, interesting to say the least.
Yeah, this is Randy Newman singing his heart out.
And then I don't remember what order things happen in, but there's the mayor, who
mayor.
I guess they establish is ugly.
Yeah.
Because
Ugly
later
and
she'll
corrupt.
get plastic surgery.
Yes, you can see the gizzards underneath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's from Delaware. She's from Delaware.
Yeah, she is from
the
Delaware.
show.
302.
And we established that one of the young cops is married to the fat old guy, the medical guy.
Yeah.
We
The partner's
established,
trying to like fuck the whole time, right?
yeah, and I don't think he knows who she's married to.
Really?
I think it's like a secret.
I gotta watch the show again.
Maybe
I
it's
gotta watch.
not.
I gotta to see. It's fucking bring me back. Okay, I gotta watch more of this.
Pause it. We're gonna watch the whole show.
The entire show.
There's
Just come back very different.
the police chief, who I can't remember if he states that he hates women in this episode or in the fourth episode, but he hates all women. He
did say that.
He
Yeah.
doesn't think they should have jobs
They're
at
gonna
all.
take our jobs. First, they're gonna go for mine. Then they go for yours. Yeah. I remember.
And this is the brief moment where he becomes Twin Peaks, where he's got like a model cowboy in his closet that he shoots.
yes.
And I want,
Aggressively. That's the
yeah.
first episode.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the first episode. But
Yeah.
I when there is that Bob Iger quote where he's like, and I thought it was the next Twin Peaks. I wonder if the script was just way weirder, where it had a lot of that stuff, like the fake cowboy that he shoots, and then
Yeah.
they toned it down.
Because they were like, oh, this isn't gonna who is this show for? Which fair.
Yeah, no one. People that like musical numbers don't like cop procedurals and vice versa.
Yeah.
Except
it's-
Chris, apparently.
I love it. It's
No,
me.
no. This show's incredible.
yeah, this is a good show.
God, I hate it. I can't believe you guys liked Cop Rock.
No.
You know what? I think
Hold
they
on,
were missing.
incredible is not a vouching of thinking it's good. Let me clarify that. I mean, the fact that it exists is incredible.
I think they missed out on a lot of dancing. Okay, I think they should have added more dancing to it.
Well, but
Yeah.
that's the problem is the cast can't dance. The cast is
They should
not,
just have like crackheads just doing the whole shakes, just fucking, kicking it out.
just
and stuff like
finding crackheads and letting them shake
that.
and
Just let
pretending
them
it was
fucking-
dancing.
Yeah, let them dance a little bit. When they're doing the whole fight the power thing, that little scene that they did, have the people in the back just kind of like doing a quick number real quick. That would have been fun. It reminded me a little bit of West Side Story. Is that?
No, I get what you mean, but it completely lacks
that
the
it was-
spectacle of a
It was
musical.
also a musical, and it was also about crime.
No, but your point is very good because part of the appeal that people like of musicals is the spectacle of the dancing.
Yeah.
And in this episode, there's like a 3-4 minute song of just a guy sitting in a chair singing.
Songs
as
are
it
too long.
slow zooms in on him.
Yeah, which
Which
looks scary.
is a thing. That is a type of like that exists.
Yeah.
As like that is like a type of musical number.
I
But
would say don't do it in your first episode where you're trying to convince people to keep watching.
Well, but that's the Randy Newman of it all is what really kind of like and pro Randy Newman in general, minus his first song, that bigot, but he doesn't make any like. This is the era of hair metal. Why is it not a hair metal like Rock of Ages style cop?
Who would agree? What band would agree to do this?
Fucking, I don't,
Kiss.
not Kiss, but not Guns N' Roses, but something in that. Like you're
Got
telling
the
me, like
name
a
in it.
Poison or something that like writes their music
They were still big.
in '90.
Yeah, Nirvana hadn't happened yet.
Well, but Randy Newman exists still, also. So like,
It had been like 6-7 years since he had his hit.
okay, but I'm saying there's got to be hair metal bands in
I
that.
get what you're saying. Yeah, you could have had other people doing it. I mean, I wouldn't have mind, but I thought it was also, it was lighthearted and fun. Like, I thought it was weird how they transitioned into their songs because I never knew it was going to happen until you heard like the piano keys. Like, oh
Yeah,
shit!
so you
It's like,
hear
oh, no.
like the weird
having-
synth.
yeah.
I'm having so much fun imagining you on the edge of your seat being like, oh, when's it going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, that
Anytime.
ball.
I'll tell you
now.
this because this is a true feeling that I had while watching the pilot episode. I thought when that cop shot the guy, the police killer,
Yeah.
I thought he was going to break into a number before he did it. And he did. And I was like, what the fuck? Like,
I would have been. I wish he had. Wait,
Oh
would
my
you prefer he did it right before or right after? I love killing. I just live for blood.
Killing cops. That's what I do. I'm a cop killer. Can't stop me. It won't take one cop but two.
He's just doing a reservoir dance, just set the guy with the gun in his hand. Yeah.
I like bump bump. Killing cops.
That's a good song.
So they should have both had a song together
Like
where
a
they went
duet.
back and forth.
I
Yeah.
blast you. He blasts back.
Yeah, it's.
That cop is white and I am black.
I keep an open mind on who I kill.
I thought it was a very, very fun and different show. I understand why people probably like whoever the president was of ABC. You said it was
Bob
Bob Iger.
I understand why he was like, oh, this is a hit because it was something.
It was
Yeah.
different. And
I-
also,
yeah.
And Botch Code only made hits at that point.
but yeah, well,
Yeah.
or like small, minor, like it would be like a 3-season failure.
Yeah.
Which is, fine.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he was also producing shows that made 150 episodes. He was printing money.
Yeah.
And they're like, how do we go wrong with this guy taking the biggest swing of his career? And it turns out he did not know enough about musicals.
And I think I found.
Because it is
What-
a great gritty police drama in like parts.
Yeah,
It-
it was
I-
good.
No, it has the not it's great. It has the bones like his other shows where it could be a crazy gritty police drama.
I guess, but all of the story parts bored me to tears.
Well, because he converted it around musicals. And-
Yeah.
And it was like a softer kind of side to it. Like, do you remember when the cop goes to jail and he's in prison? He's like, "Don't mess with me. I'm a tough guy." And it was like,
Yeah.
"Ugh." I was like, they're murderers. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
They're all tough.
Yeah.
They're in jail with you. I thought that was very weird when he like catches one of them and chokes them. He's like, "Yeah, I hope you had your lesson." It's like, I don't want to say what I want to say. 'Cause I don't wanna
No,
say
no, say it,
I
say
don't
it.
want to get canceled. No, I'm not saying it.
We were able to cut it out if you think you will. We're able to edit
he's just,
out.
He's
will.
just getting it's like you're in prison, buddy.
Yeah,
like,
they're all prisoners.
no one has a shiv in here
At all.
You're the baddest cop around. That's what's also crazy and weirder is actually like cops immediately are put into the fact that he was put into Gen Pop
Yes.
is that's a dead cop. That's what that means. That's like what they're doing when they do that usually.
Yeah.
Because if
I
you
like your shiv sound, which just sounds like you tasted ice cream.
Thank you. Yeah.
Little tiny ones.
It's little tiny ones. Yeah, you get it. That's what they are. Shivs are very tiny. You guys just
Oh my god.
and you break it off, leave it in them. You know.
No, I don't actually. I've never shivved anyone.
I just, you know,
We
I,
got the power.
Yeah.
I just thought it was weird when like he was like showering and he was like, "Oh, I'm the tough guy," and like no one was
no,
like,
it's no.
We're gonna rape you.
We're
Like-
familiar with the 1990s prison complex.
Yeah.
Oz was not out yet, but
Now, Oz, that's a show that would have been improved by musical numbers.
that is what.
I'm a neo-Nazi.
Get it ready.
You know what? Actually, J.K. Simmons, probably a decent singer.
He was too busy doing M&M commercials at the time.
But honestly, J.K. Simmons as in the reboot as a real tough cop who could sing.
That'd be good.
J.K. Simmons would crush that.
I'd watch it.
But yeah, the ending of the
I'm
fir-
half casting this reboot.
the ending of the first episode where the cop just kills the guy in cold blood. I haven't seen it, but what you described to me, that's pretty much how The Shield starts.
Yes. So, spoiler alert for the first episode of The Shield.
We're fine.
It's been on since like 2007. Grow
we're
up.
good. Everyone
Or earlier, like 2004. Anyway, not the point. So the first episode, they're like, here's all the good guys, and there's a new guy joining the squad, the rookie guy joining the squad, and they all go into this drug den, and they bust down the drug den, they shoot the drug dealer, but then the main character shoots the rookie in the head. And they're like, welcome to the Shield. It's all fucked. And they frame him. The difference is, actually, Cop Rock handles it much more justly and immediately puts that guy in jail. He goes on trial, is convicted immediately for killing a guy in cold blood.
Cop Rock better than The Shield.
I'll stand on that.
Morally,
I'll stand on that.
absolutely.
Yes, yeah.
So that's
Oh, the Shield morally is bankrupt on purpose.
creatively Cop Rock is bankrupt though. But I think so. That's pretty much the end of the first episode of Cop Rock, and I think I found why people hated it and why its legacy as the quintessential bad show exists to this day. Which there's a 30-minute compilation on YouTube of David Letterman just being really just awful to the show before it even aired.
Good.
Just dunking all over it.
And Letterman at that point is the king of cool.
Yeah. So before the show has even debuted, it doesn't have a chance. And it's so easy to make fun of. I completely get why he did.
It's also, though,
It's called Cop Rock.
it's all funny letters.
Yeah.
It's got assonance in it. Cop, the heavy P, and the at the end of it. Oh, it's perfect in that sense. But then also, it's a cop musical.
Yeah. No, he was right to make fun of it. It is bad.
Yeah. I would say that when the cop gets he's on trial and the judge was like a black dude, I was like, he's gonna sing. Like, I could tell, I was like, he's gonna fucking sing. I don't know when, but I know he will.
You do make an interesting point. Every black character in this is either a drug dealer or singing,
Yeah,
which is actually really messed up.
Or Ghostbuster guy. But yeah, that was it.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
just, it was
Or
just those.
Ernie Hudson.
In one scene, not doing. I think he just. What does he do? Even do? I can't even remember.
I do not. Frankly, I don't think I even noticed that Ernie Hudson was in this.
I noticed him in the opening credits, and then I was looking out for him, and then he shows up and kind of just hands someone a folder and goes,
Yep.
"Nice to see ya," and then leaves.
He might show up in other episodes. You don't know.
I'm
I
gonna
hope he
watch
doesn't for his sake.
I mean, it's too late now. It's already over.
Ernie, get a time machine. Stop yourself.
Ernie, get a time machine. Go back to the premiere of the movie Air. Go watch that. It's very good. Then use that time machine to go back and talk yourself out of being in minimal amounts of Cop Rock.
Oh wait, we did forget one thing that happens right at the end of the first episode, which is that the woman who got arrested in the opening scene, she
For-
sells her baby for drug money.
$200.
$200, and she sings a heartbreaking song about it that Chris loved.
I loved it.
It's not even. It's so weird because she is just singing to her baby, being like, "Don't worry, I'll always be there for you." As she
bye now. yeah. Gives it up.
sells him to. Also, in the episode, the women are kept in prison originally, and the men are not because the male prison is overcrowded, and that's the
Yeah.
mayor is fixing that by building a giant prison. The corrupt mayor is building a giant prison. Honestly, Cop Rock's politics are pretty good.
They're pretty on, yeah.
Now we get to the next episode, and that is where, at some point in between these episodes, because we see it previously on Cop Rock, the ugly mayor gets plastic surgery to be a pretty lady, and she kind of looks the same.
Yeah.
And here's
Mostly, like, makeup and hair is fixed.
Yeah, and here's the interesting thing. That is Bochco's wife. In real life, that actress is Bochco's wife, and they got divorced not long after Cop Rock. And I think it's because at a certain point she was like, "Yeah, I'll do this role," and then he saw how little he changed her, and she was upset because she was like, "Well, in the episode where I'm ugly, surely you're gonna really do me up a bit." And he was like, "Yeah, no." And then he didn't.
Yeah.
He just didn't.
That honestly ballsy move to be like, I need you to play the hag if that's fine.
But don't worry, she becomes beautiful later. She looks like you with a little better makeup.
That was actually that was a last ditch effort for like Bochco being like just like a terrible person, being like, I don't want to pay for my wife's plastic surgery. I'll make the network do it. It's good for her character if she gets plastic surgery.
Did he only make Cop Rock to try to save his marriage and it failed?
Try to end it. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when your marriage is under the gun. Oh, Cop Rock. This show. So the second episode that we watched, Crow, you
Yeah.
want to go through?
God, what happens in the second episode? Oh, right. The baby seller.
Yes,
Yeah.
the baby seller.
He has his own song about how he sells babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play some of that.
It should have been played by or written by R. Kelly. But yeah.
Oh, he did a lot of bad things. I don't remember him selling kids.
Yeah.
In fairness.
R. Kelly should have been a client, maybe.
Of what we
Yeah.
know of. Yeah.
That is a good point. There are a lot of unknown things about R. Kelly.
Yeah, R. Kelly seemed to be buying more than selling.
I mean, you're not wrong. He would have crushed any song they gave him in
Yeah,
1990.
of course he would have killed it.
Oh my God! Actually,
Oh.
R. Kelly in 1990 would have been great in this.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome to Bottle Episodes, where we advocate for R. Kelly to get more work.
In this
In the
show.
past.
In the past.
In
not-
the past, before we knew about his crimes.
We knew then too.
We
But-
did?
Yeah, we
in
knew.
1990,
We
before
just-
his first hit?
Yeah, he married a 15-year-old. He did a lot of weird stuff. He was like, "All right,
How?
cool." man.
Oh, okay. So this is a real. This is a different we.
Oh, awkward. Yeah.
Chris knew.
And we, as in all of BT, knew
Okay.
about what he did. He was married to Aaliyah, and she was like 15 at the
Oh,
time.
that's true.
And
Yeah.
then- yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fucked.
Though
He
not
Did Nothing But a
1990,
Number. He
though.
wrote that song. It was actually young. I think it was later than that because Aaliyah died in 2001. Yeah.
Well, so yeah.
Really bringing the mood down on this comedy podcast.
I think they murdered a guy.
Okay.
Yeah, R. Kelly was born in 1967. He would have been.
He would have been old enough to be on Cop Rock.
Yeah, he should have been.
Bochco, what's wrong with you?
Why didn't you recognize this felon for who he could have been in the show?
God, imagine if he had "I Believe I Can Fly" already written. That would have been a great theme for this.
That's hilarious.
If it was just sitting in the dresser somewhere.
What time
Oh my
was
God,
that?
in the-
That was in Space Jam, so like 95.
95, right? So
It's
he-
not impossible he had it written.
Yeah, it was right there. Yeah.
Imagine the universe where "I Believe I Can Fly" came from Cop Rock.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like a crackhead who like wants to stop doing it. I mean, like, I can't believe I can fly. You know what I mean? I'm down with that, man. That'd have been a fire. I don't want that
Oh
episode.
God, I do. Yeah, he came out in 1989. Was like when
As
R.
a
Kelly
as
broke.
a felon?
No, yeah.
I am coming out of the closet as a felon, just to let everybody know.
Oh man, we took a risk on this young.
We thought he'd be perfect in our baby selling episode. We had no way of knowing. So there's they track down the baby seller in this episode.
Two cops pose as they pose as a
Parents,
couple.
yeah, that want to adopt a kid.
They
So they
meet him
catch
in a park.
They catch the baby seller.
Well,
and he,
hold on. Yeah, he does the whole song.
he does a song. Of course, he does a song. They can figure out that he does a song.
Okay, yeah.
I'm the baby merchant. Tots are us. I give you all the service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I'll have your baby for you.
And it's pretty great.
I don't think they would have known though.
Assume that every weird scene we describe has an associated song.
But here's the thing: is sometimes they really just don't.
Yeah.
That's true, because there's one very weird scene where the medical guy goes to a crime scene and just starts eating food off the corpse's table.
Yes. Yeah.
He's just grabbing stuff.
Yeah, it's so weird how gritty they want the show to be, but because tonally, yeah, if you do those giant musical numbers, they're afraid it's going to be such a shift. But if you tone down the musical numbers, they're just boring.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And so you have this gritty crop drama that also just has musical numbers that are kind of tame.
But then there is the musical number where the medical guy is working out and a bunch of buff boys sing at him.
Yeah, which was weird, right?
Yeah, the whole thing's weird, man. The whole
Okay,
show's
I
weird.
guess you're not wrong, but I think when I saw that part, I was like, "What's happening?" Like, I think I finally got back into reality. I was like, "I don't know what's happening anymore."
You were just completely immersed in the previous hour and a half of Cop Rock you were watching.
Heaven. Yeah.
He's just so, he's like, you know what? This life isn't for me. And then a bunch of buff guys just bully him.
can do it. Yeah.
No pain, no gain.
I did enjoy the show. I enjoyed that guy who sold babies. I thought that was pretty cool.
You thought it's cool that he stole babies.
I don't know how he knows how to. Okay, like,
He's a small businessman.
it
What
wasn't
can
the
you
internet.
say?
Yeah, he didn't have the internet. How do you find these people?
What do you mean? Like, he does
Through
how
that
does he-
lawyer. That lawyer somehow knew people that wanted to sell or buy babies.
Oh, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just found also.
There were several scenes where they established that the lawyer finds people that want to buy and sell babies.
I gotta watch the show again. I
You're
can't.
going to watch the whole show now?
I will watch the whole show.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
man.
listen, there's some episodes we did not get to. That
Here's the
seem-
thing. Look, if you want to invite me back, I think you only invite me back for Cop Rock. Okay,
Cop Rock
I only
2?
do Cop Rock. I'm only down for that. I'll just watch episodes for that because that sounds
I don't know. We've got a
amazing.
pretty good list.
Yeah, I don't know.
Before you
man.
got here, we were watching a cartoon Muhammad Ali made.
I heard of that. Is it good?
No.
he
Okay.
can.
He can't act
It's
at
real
all.
bad.
Okay. I will also say watch Pryor's Place,
that a
where
Richard Pryor cartoon?
does a kids show.
Well, Cosby did one of
Yeah.
those too.
Yeah.
Different one than the Fat Albert one.
Wow, we ended up mentioning both Cosby and R. Kelly on this episode.
We're out here.
Huh.
Look, podcasts are tough.
We're going to edit this part out.
When you're under the guns.
There's still more things we need to describe that happened in this last episode.
Really? Okay,
Yeah, the
fine.
cop who's in jail
Oh, yeah, he
gets
gets-
bailed out and has to provide sexual favors to his lawyer that bailed him out. But he's cool with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
think
it's a
she
pretty
knew.
woman.
Yeah.
They both knew what was. He was like, listen, if you bail me out, I'll totally fuck you.
Let's see what
You
else
know what
happened.
I think? I'm sorry to interrupt you, buddy.
All
I
right.
That's
realize that I'm just now understanding that Cop Rock is just like a conservative's idea of policing. Does that make sense?
They think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, right. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's singing. It's like my lawyer wants to fuck me too. Like it's all good things. Even when they murdered a guy and like
Well-
one cop is like, "I'm gonna tell on you." It was of course the black guy will. You know what I mean? Like it's all the it's all the hits.
The thin- the thin blue cor-
trust.
yeah.
The thin blue chorus line.
yeah.
Name of the episode.
Also, there's in that first episode, there's the plot where the chief of police he gets the hots for the mayor because she's had plastic surgery now.
Yeah. Oh, but before that, I need to talk about it because it's one of the weirdest scenes. He's just staring at a picture of the mayor, going, "You ugly mayor."
Again,
do you see
the wife of the creator of the show.
He wrote this show and wrote lines like,
Honey,
wow.
I've got the role for you. Ugliest mayor in America. I'm curious about the legacy of Cop Rock, though, and why it has remained the quintessential bad show. I found a clip from the CNN documentary, The 90s, where they talk about Cop Rock, a show that lasted one season and got bad ratings, and Tom Hanks talks about when he watched Cop Rock.
Oh no.
Like, that's the kind of legacy this show has.
Oh, here, guys, I got some more legacy for you.
Oh,
Some
great.
trivia from old IMDb. In May 9th, 2022, recent fact, with an interview on National Public Radio Here and Now, recording artist Sheryl Crow said that was one of her first professional singing jobs ever. I auditioned to be on Cop Rock. It had already been canceled, so it was going to be the last episode. She played a singing policewoman on that show, and has, in fact, only acted in a very small handful of projects since then.
You know what? Cheryl would have been great as the woman that sold her baby.
Ooh.
She would have pulled it off.
She'd have been good. She'd have been good at that.
I think the woman did a great. She actually is one of the few people who can sing in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are her hits though? You know the only person in that show with hits is Randy Newman. So we need to get a second person in there with hits. Sheryl Crow.
Perfect. When I think cop rock, I think Sheryl Crow music.
She is a narc. You're right.
All she wants to do is have some fun, and that's
And
what
by
the
that
cops
she
are
means
about.
she means call the police on people just minding their own business. I'm sorry, Cheryl. I don't know why I implied that about you. I'm so sorry.
Also, another show we're going to have to cover at some point. This is one of 2 musical comedy dramas from 1990 when they tried to create a new genre of television.
The other being?
Hull High. 9 episodes, teen musical comedy about students and teachers of Cordell Hull High, a hip, urban, racially mixed high school. Breakdancing rap group and the Hull High Devils serves as the modern version of the Greek chorus of the show.
So it's Glee.
Yeah, it's Glee.
Or Fame, I guess.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so, but I think it's supposed to be grittier.
Oh no.
Gritty Glee?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if any people
there's
love
a
it.
school shooting episode.
Anyway, let's not talk
No,
about
they hadn't
Hull High.
invented those yet.
Ah.
Yeah.
They weren't under the gun.
Oh, man.
I would also say that my favorite musical number where police officers are singing and dancing is The Mask. So there we go.
It's a solid one. That's a great.
This predates The Mask, so another thing that ripped off Cop Rock.
It makes sense. God damn it, Cop Rock. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna read. So some people love this show, obviously.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with a 10 out of 10 review from Old IMDb. Odd show mixed a cop drama with musical numbers. For instance, in the trial, the entire jury gets up to sing and dance. During a lineup, all the guys dance and sing. A police officer sings about how much he loves his wife. The head of police sings to all the officers to quit their bitching, etc., etc. Yeah. By the way, I like that this guy is already just amazed that singing happens. At all.
He's from the town where Footloose was set.
I remember one powerful song where a black woman has a giant cross burned on her front lawn by, I think, racist jerks.
He thinks... Is that the guy that sings I'm Not Racist, but?
That's what he does afterwards.
In the episode.
He's leaving the review.
He's burning the cross. I keep an open mind.
Gets on fire.
No, it's probably something where he sees the burning cross. It's like, you know what? Racism is bad.
I hope it doesn't. I want to watch that episode.
Oh,
just to see.
She just stood there looking at it in anger and burst out singing. Sounds silly, but it was powerful and it worked.
It's a black woman, of course. Okay.
oh.
I saw 11 episodes and loved each one. I think this was just ahead of its time. Too bizarre for 1990s audience.
Was
So-
that me? Did I
Twin
write this?
Peaks was on. Too bizarre for 1990 audience. Twin Peaks was on the air. Pee-wee's Playhouse was on the air.
Quentin Tarantino was actively making movies. The last show did end it with the entire cast coming out singing "It Isn't Over Till the Fat Lady Sings," whereupon a heavy black woman descended from the ceiling belting out a song.
No,
Oh,
no. Really? Because this sounds amazing. You
I
guys,
think it's time to drop the I'm not and but.
It didn't always work. Some people couldn't sing, and not all the songs were good, but it's a lot of fun overall. It's out on DVD and looks great.
It's weird that they keep describing it as too odd for audiences. It's not. It's just misguided.
It's
People
also,
had both of these kinds of shows before. They should have never been combined.
but I think also like they were like new songs, right? Like. You know what I mean? Glee didn't come up with new songs every episode. They
Yeah,
had,
but they're Randy
Well-
Newman songs. They're not that odd.
okay, but here's the thing: is Crazy Ex-Girlfriend comes out, had like 2 or 3 new songs an episode.
that is true.
They exist. Flight of the Conchords, built their library first and then did
Yeah.
it. But there's no reason you just pick Randy Newman and do this. Like, why not have a team of songwriters for your very complicated cop show?
Can I ask a question? Hypothetically, if every 20 minutes in every episode of The Wire a Randy Newman song played its entire length, would The Wire still be a good show? Like if you watched just a normal episode of The Wire and then Short People 20 minutes in for all 5 seasons, would it still be a good show?
Like, just how many episodes have to happen? Like, every episode? this
Every
happens?
episode of The Wire. Nothing has changed other than there's a Randy Newman song every 20 minutes.
Does it correspond with the plot?
Do you want it too?
It does help. It's a worse show, but I don't think it. I just here comes Oma. Oma coming. I don't. It's not horrific. Also, like Simon did write it like a play, so if he actually hired really good musical people to make the numbers,
If I had a magic lamp right now, I would wish that David Simon's first TV credit was writing for Cop Rock, just so that everyone would know that.
this is a Hollywood Reporter article that was I tried to convince Stephen Baccio not to do Cop Rock by Mike Post, who was a composer with Randy Newman. So apparently they did have a team, which makes sense because this would be draining. If
Too much work for Randy to write all those songs.
Cop Rock was the hardest thing I've ever done as a composer because we were basically doing a mini Broadway show every week. He called him on the phone. He's like, I got an idea, but you're going to have to be a little flexible. And he goes, what's the idea? And he's like, we're basically going to do Hill Street Blues, but the cops are going to sing. And basically the guy was just like, no, do not do this. America is not ready for singing cops. This is too hard. This is too fucking hard.
You've given me a thought, which is if Cop Rock had been successful, and let's say it ran for 7 seasons and was still in syndication today. Do you remember in 2020 when they took all those cop shows off TV? Would they have taken Cop Rock out of syndication? Would it have been in bad taste? Because they stopped airing cops and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No, but they didn't stop doing a lot of the actual procedurals. Like NCIS is still on, and like Law and Order SVU did not change. And you can't take away an established beast like Cop Rock.
I
at
just
that
love
point.
imagining some guy on Facebook being like, they can't take away my Cop Rock reruns. What was this country built on if not cop musical reruns?
Didn't they do a musical for RoboCop?
God, I hope so.
I mean, I'm sure. I guarantee you at some point that did happen.
In my dreams, at least.
I mean, they made what's it called? What was the one they did? They did American Psycho, the musical.
Oh, yeah. And they did Rocky a musical, too. Okay. Maybe they didn't do Rocky.
The Rocky musical was very big. That was like weirdly
Yeah.
successful in a lot of ways. The American Psycho one, less so. It was an off-Broadway.
If they haven't done a RoboCop musical, nothing stops us from writing it.
Oh, fucking
Other than the rights to RoboCop, I suppose.
He tries to find love. Can I be it? Can I be the thing?
I mean, that kind of does happen in the film. Have you not seen RoboCop?
What?
He tries to remember his family, who he loved when he was a person.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. He's a Christ figure.
What? I gotta watch it.
Both in real life and the film. I worship RoboCop.
Okay, so we're at the end of it. So we're at the end of our ropes. Would you recommend the show?
Yes.
And then if there was what would you do to improve the show?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I
It's
think it
perfect
was
as is.
I think it was perfect. I think add R. Kelly into it for some comedy. Put Bill Cosby. I don't know. I'm just thinking on the top of the head.
At this point, they were both Bill Cosby way too big to be doing that.
You're just trying to
so.
add in people that make cops look better by comparison.
Also, oh, by the way, in that article, he said the biggest problem they had was finding people who could act and sing at the same time, which is wild to me. Like, it's 1990 and Broadway doesn't exist.
Yeah.
During the great Broadway drought of 1990, Cop Rock rose from its ashes.
What I love about that also is the idea that, like, Cop Rock, it's not that he could, it's finding people that could sing and act that would be in this piece of shit is really.
Because I think they all read it. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this. Yeah.
A lot of people went, oh, we can't.
I mean, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is telling that Boschko was the biggest showrunner in the country at the time, and he couldn't get a bigger star than a guest appearance from Ernie Hudson for his new big show. He couldn't get Ernie Hudson for multiple episodes. He could get him for one scene.
Wow. Okay, Crow, would you recommend?
No, under no circumstances. I had a lot of fun talking about Cop Rock. I hated watching it. It is mostly incredibly boring. I had to
just-
pause it a lot.
See, just watch the YouTube. Watch the musical.
Watch a
numbers.
couple songs, maybe.
What? Make a playlist of all the songs. Watch that on your time off.
Yeah, imagine R. Kelly is singing them, I guess. Did I ever tell you my plan? We asked Cisco to re-record R. Kelly's song so we can listen without feeling bad, because he's not
Ooh.
doing anything else,
That's a good point.
and I think he's a close enough approximation.
No, okay, I'll take that.
Cisco, if you're listening,
He's probably listening.
that's my suggestion to improve Cop Rock.
Oh,
we get
yeah, I was
Cisco
like-
to re-record all of R. Kelly's songs.
I was thinking Stevie Wonder with Michael Jackson.
Cisco can do it all.
He could.
Michael Jackson, you can
Of
listen
the
without guilt.
song?
Well, yeah,
Okay.
And he has silver hair, so yeah.
he can do anything if he can pull off silver hair.
off silver hair.
Yeah,
Pretty good in
finally.
my book, yeah.
And I would also definitely, it's worth checking out. It's so much weirder. The musical numbers are so much weirder within the context of this weird show too. It's just the lines are bad. it's so weird that this guy who is like a prolific, like gritty storyteller he was like, I'm gonna make a fairy tale for cops.
He also created Doogie Howser, in fairness.
You know, you make a good point. At a certain point, they're like, we'll just make whatever you want. And he's like, great. I wonder if there is a certain level of nihilism you hit. You're like, what can't I do?
Yeah. He wanted to see if he would be stopped at all.
And he wasn't.
No, he made NYPD Blue after this.
There you go.
In fact, he got more bold. He was like, you know what? They say I can't put music. That's fine. But I can put new Dennis Franz in. They can't stop me. And he was right.
They tried. Okay, I think that's all I got to say about Cop Rock. Anything else? What do you?
I think you want us to recommend shows, right?
That's yes. Okay, so recommend one show, not Cop Rock. Any show that you think is just a good show that people should check out.
I'm going to say Pryor's Place. Just because we just talked about that like
Yeah.
5 seconds ago. So, Pryor's Place.
Great, hell
Is
yeah!
it good? I don't know.
You've not even watched it?
Yeah, I didn't say you say that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did say a show you think is good. I did. I'm pretty sure I did say that.
I'll say if they thought this was going to be the next Twin Peaks, your time is better spent watching Twin Peaks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'll go with Crazy Ex-Girlfriend because that's a great musical show that actually really does work.
Yeah.
It starts off very silly, but what Crazy Ex-Girlfriend does, and that's what I think people have found to the Switch. Actually, I've not fully thought about this, but it's if you start off kind of like a light cop show with some musical numbers, and you get people to care about the characters, suddenly you can go to selling a baby.
They do put that in very early.
It's
Yeah.
it's jarring because you don't give a shit about this character, and then you're like, also she's selling a baby.
It's weird the baby never sang.
It got cut. Randy Newman hated that baby's talent.
I'm just a baby for sale.
Short people get no socks in my. I consider baby shorts. All right, guys, that's Model Episodes.
Thanks.
Thank you for having me, guys. This is fun.
Happy to have you, Chris.
Boom. That was the episode. If you want to check out more from us, you can follow Chris Hamilton at Hamilton4Mayor. I think it's just the number 4. You'll see it in the episode description if you need any. It might be, you try it out either way. He's worth it. Or just click the link in the podcast episode. That'll also be easier. And you can follow me at DPIC Comedy and check out my comedy special, Goblin King, on YouTube. Also, Daniel Crow is a very funny comedian that you should follow on Instagram, even though he doesn't really care about it. Daniel F. Crow, I think it would antagonism. I think, honestly, the more people that follow him, it would eventually annoy him and make him really, it would give him anxiety. So if you want to fuck with him, I guess that's in weird, easy way. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast, please. Send us suggestions for things that you'd want in the show. Like shows that you want us to cover. We'll absolutely take suggestions. I'm easily suggestible. Just terrible TV shows. That's all we want to do. Or if you have cocktails that you think would go with those TV shows, anything like that, go for it. And that's it. Great. Good night.